Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to It's Coffee. I'm your host, Izzy Spears. Are you ready for a healthy dose of caffeine? Welcome to the first episode of our mini series, Behind the Grind, where we get real entrepreneurs to sit down and talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of owning a small business. Today, we have the talented Christina of Pink Lux. Pink Lux is a personal and professional image developing firm founded in 2014 by Christina. With over 5 years of experience as an entrepreneur, Christina has the pleasure of earning a few bumps and bruises along the way. Thank you for coming on the show, Christina.
Thank you so much for having me. So, as you said, yes, I've been an entrepreneur for about 5 years. And let me just tell you, entrepreneur has taught me a lot. When I first started, I remember not even wanting to show my face as the business owner of my business. I kind of just wanted to come out and provide a great service and make money and go back in my house, and I was okay. And I quickly realized that is not how business works. It's not just a take. It's more of a give, and get back a little bit, give more, give back a little bit. And it was something that I had to learn really, really quick so I could grow and become the successful businesswoman that I am today.
Wow, I always enjoy learning about the journey of entrepreneurs, especially female entrepreneurs who have had the strength to jump into the world of entrepreneurship, especially without a business partner. I myself started my first business without the support of a partner. If I could rewind the clock and do one thing differently, I would for sure say that one thing would be self-promotion. Thinking back, I remember being so hesitant regarding freely promoting myself and my business. As an entrepreneur, I felt others would judge me for being so new and so young. But as I soon realized that if I didn't have the courage to confidently introduce myself as an entrepreneur and let other people know that my business existed, that my business was going to suffer and potentially fail. So, do you recall feeling that way?
Yes, I totally remember feeling that way. The anxiety that comes with having to step out your comfort zone and go out there and say, hey, I'm a business owner. Hey, I know what I'm doing and buy from me. That can be very, very scary. It can be very nerve-wracking, even though it may seem like it's so easy from seeing our peers do it on social or people's businesses blooming and successfully growing. Personally, having to do it, that's totally different. If you've never been someone that is a very big talker or communicator or anything like that, it can be hard and stressful. So I definitely understand the whole coming out and worrying about, am I going to suffer? Am I going to fail? And that's something that you have to get over if you want to become a business owner, whether it's a small business, you want to become a Fortune 500 company, or just sell lemonade on the side of the road. You have to get over the failure part because you're going to fail, and you want to fail gracefully, and you want to fail over and over and over again because that's what helps you grow personally. That's what helps you grow professionally, and that's what helps you become that great person that people will then come to and go, hey, I want to learn from your failures. I saw that you felt like this. You were okay with it. You got back up. You didn't give up. How did you get past it? And that's how you get people, like you for yourself, you have your show and you're interviewing me. Well, I failed hundreds of times behind the curtain. And with those failures, it kept me going and pushing through to get to 5 years. But you have to understand that it's going to be scary. You're going to suffer and you're going to fail. It's just you have to keep going if you really want it bad enough, and be okay with your failures and look at your failures for guidance so you know what to do and what not to do personally and professionally.
Those are some valid points. Can you circle back around and emphasize on how being a female and especially a woman of color, how sometimes we may hesitate to put our face on our business or feel comfortable promoting our business as the owners? Can you kind of elaborate your struggles with that and lend any words of encouragement for other people struggling with the same thing?
So definitely, a lot of that came from, like we just said, fear. And you have to for one, believe in yourself. That is the biggest thing. When people sense any type of fear from you, whether it's you not posting your face out there, it's you not self-promoting, it's you not sharing what you do, they can feel it. Your customers, your ideal clients, they can see it, they can sense it through social or even in person. So you have to know you are worth it. You have to know that you are confident in what you do, and you have to believe in what you do. And when you get to that level that you're saying, hey, I'm Christina, I help with the professional and personal image in developing it, you say that with confidence in whatever you do, and people will believe you. They will then say, hey, she knows what she's doing. I trust her. And once you get that client, that first client, that 10th client, that 100th client, you make sure you're setting yourself to a standard with each and every single one of them. So then you become great at what you do. So you don't have to touch what you do. Others do that for you. And again, that just comes with accepting and saying, hey, I'm who I am. I do what I do, and I do it great. And you just go out there and you rock whatever field that you're in. But like I said, that does come with time. And again, like I said, I would cover my face up because it's kind of like the imposter syndrome we hear about. You know you do it, you say you can do it, but then you're kind of nervous to do it. But when you're standing in your ground, you're standing taller saying, this is what I do, and I believe in me, again, people will see that, they will feel that, and you won't have to try to make people become your client or make people try to buy your product. They're going to feel it through your every post. They're going to feel it through every connection. And they're going to know you're serious about what you do. And I feel, again, that comes with growth and saying, hey, I'm not an imposter. This is what I'm supposed to be in my life. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Wow, I really appreciate you sharing that. I feel 1,000 times better knowing that I'm not alone. And I hope there's someone out there listening that can really relate and take something from that if they're struggling with the same thing. That's one reason why I'm so pumped about this mini series. I'm a strong believer in sharing tools and knowledge within the community, especially woman to woman. What are some of the ways that you practice self-promotion within your business, and maybe one or two tips to help another woman out there who is struggling with methods of self-promotion?
Yeah, so there's two ways I would say self-promotion is your best for your business and yourself. And for one, it would be social media. Depending on who is your ideal client, who you're working with, where do you want to grow in your business clientele, social media is a great platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And the next one I think we need to really focus on, and it's about 98% of how I built my business, is self-in-person promotion. Meaning you're actually going out there in those fields, networking, net weaving, not networking, but net weaving, meaning you're building relationships, not just using people, and creating dynamic relationships to help your business grow. I think a big thing we think of is if we post on social, then the clients will come. No, I posted hundreds of times, and half the time it is crickets out there. And that can be very discouraging, and you're feeling like a failure because you're not getting as much business. And a lot of times it's because people need to see you in person, depending on what your company is. For me, my company is a lot of in-person relations. So going out, like I said, and net weeding with people is better. And if I had a product, it would be the same way. So people can feel the product, see the product. I have a service, so they need to see the service, see people enjoying the service that I'm giving. And it allows you to feel, like I said, a connection with them that's unbreakable, and it's more than just a like or a comment. Because now people can see you. They can feel your personality. They can see the passion that's in your eyes about what you're wanting to do or what you're doing. And they are going to be I call them your biggest cheerleaders, basically, your brand ambassadors. And they're going to speak of you when you're not speaking of yourself in the room. So, yes, social media is a great way to grow your business. However, depending on what your business or your brand is or your goals, in-person self-promotion is going to be your best key. And yes, you have to get out that comfort zone of getting in front of people. However, because if you really want your business to grow, you have to work with people. Whether it's a product or a service, you have to be around people. People are your clientele. And people buy from people. They don't just buy from a post that they see. They buy from a person. When we buy our iPhones, when we buy our cars, we all do research on them. And we go to a car dealership and we buy from a person. So basically, just remember, people buy from people. So whether you're self-promotion online or you're
I find a
self-promoting
lot of
on in
value in what
person,
you said
this is what
regarding
people buy from
how
people.
people buy from people, and we don't really need to find all our value in social media. That really resonates with me. And I remember just when I first started out, having this crippling fear about speaking to people about what it is that I did and why I did it. And I quickly found out that telling my story is what helped people relate to me, which helped people relate to my brand. So I really think that's very valuable for people out there to understand that they need to focus on relating with people because, like you said, people buy from people. And without that relationship, that human connection and that net weaving, you said, there isn't a connection because we're humans, we're not robots. So I really value that. And I think that out of everything we spoke about today, that is the most impactful part that I want people to practice out when they're networking and take a stab at what you said, which was net weaving, and leave impressions with people. We're not here to just thank you for your transaction and throw them to the side. We're here to build relationships and make people's lives better with the services and the products we provide. So I really thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really, really enjoyed being on this show with you, and I love what you're doing. Please keep the great work up.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope this cup of coffee was poured just the way you like it. If you have not done so already, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, with much love, Izzy.